Have you ever noticed how every new protection law for seafarers in the Philippines sounds like a commercial jingle? So yeah, they always say your safety is our priority. Right, before they send you straight into a war zone. Now, welcome to the Philippine maritime industry, where seafarers' safety is a slogan, not a policy. Now, in this country, where paper laws protect you better than your own agency. And today, we're talking about the shiny new Department Order Number 3 Series 2024. The one that claims to stop Filipinos from being deployed to high-risk maritime zones. Sounds nice, right? Now, don't get too comfortable on it. You want to hear what's under the surface. Okay, now on paper, it's all heroic. Bravo! It says that no Filipino shall sail through war-like areas. Now, the DMW pats itself on the back, Marina nods proudly, and agencies post flags and thank you messages online. Meanwhile, ships are still sailing through the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden, and whenever missiles happen to be flying next week. Now, because the cargo doesn't care about our laws, it doesn't care about Philippine laws, and prophets don't read advisories. Now, every port official knows this. Every company knows it. Even your cat back home even knows it. But hey, the government gets to look good on paper. So who cares if you're dodging drones in the middle of the Indian Ocean, right? Now, technically, you can refuse deployment. That's your right. But if you try exercising it, good luck ever getting deployed again. You'll get quietly blacklisted, erased from the lineup, replaced by someone hungrier, cheaper, or more desperate. Now, no one will ever say outright you're banned. They will just say, Sir, wala po available sa slot ngayon. Siguro pwede ba kayo next month? And guess what? That next month that they're referring to never comes. So yeah, congratulations. You just discovered freedom, the Filipino merchant marine style. Now, ask the companies why they still send Filipino seafarers into war zones. And they'll look at you with corporate sadness and say, it's too expensive to repatriate the crew. Which basically translates, it's cheaper if you risk dying. Yeah, now they'll talk about logistics, tight schedules, global efficiency, yeah, every thing that I can think of. But what they really mean is this. Cargo first, crew second. Now, what's the irony in this? The irony is that they'll spend millions on anti-piracy gear, satellite trackers, and even insurance. But they can't afford to bring you home safe. They'll repatriate a broken machine faster than they'll repair a burnt out human being. So yeah, that's the hard, cold reality of it. Welcome to the modern shipping, where a container of iPhones is worth more than a Filipino seafarer's life. Then comes the headline. 10 Filipino seafarers rescued, given 75,000 pesos each from the DMW Action Fund. Cue the press photos, cue the hashtags, cue the applause. Bravo! 75,000 pesos? Wow, that's really life-changing. Well, until you realize that not even enough to cover a single month of lost income, rent, and groceries. But it looks good, right, on Facebook, and that's what matters. Because in the Philippines and in this country, optics feed egos, not seafarers. Now, the DMW, or previously known as PUEA back then, promises strict sanctions for agencies that violate deployment rules. And if you live here long enough, you already know the script. First off is investigation, second is suspension, and 3, reinstatement after a few months in a new agency name. So yeah, that's basically the MO for every for every manning agency who crosses the line. It's like watching a bad theater. Same actors, same plot, just a different costume. And nobody ever truly gets punished. Just a rebrand. Now, meanwhile, seafarers keep getting sent into danger zones with contracts thinner than the paper they're printed on. And here's the cruelest part. If you die out there, your name will only be used for sympathy posts. If you refuse to go, your name will be deleted from rotation. There's no exactly middle ground on that. Yeah, not that we know of. Filipino seafarers are raised to be grateful, not assertive of their right. You're told, be humble, work hard, and endure. Yeah, that's what the BS that they're telling you and feeding you all this time. But that humility is exactly what they exploit. So when you sign the next contract and see possible transit through high-risk area, just remember that's the corporate code for your life is cheaper than the ship's fuel. Yeah, as hard as it might sound, that is what actually it really meant. Okay, now let's compare how other nations treat their sailors. While in Japan and the EU, or the Europeans, seafarers can legally refuse high-risk deployments without losing future employment. Now, in India, crew members are provided additional war risk pay and guaranteed repatriation options. And even in Greeks, officers who decline war zone transits are reassigned, not replaced. But meanwhile, here in the Philippines, say no once and I will guarantee you're instantly labeled lazy, cooperative, or as what we call it here, problematic. Now, because to them, you're not a professional mariner. You're a cog that should keep spinning no matter how hot the machine gets. Yeah, that is the cold reality in that. Now, let's face it. Our maritime system was never built for people. It was built for profit. Now, training centers charge you for every certificate, agencies charge you for every document. And then, when you needed protection, everybody suddenly forgets your name. We brag that we're the seafaring capital of the world. Yeah, sure. If by capital you mean a marketplace for disposable labor, yeah, that really counts more like it. So here's the part they never put on posters. You can follow every law, every circular, every safety rule, and still end up being the expendable one. Because in the Philippine maritime industry, profit is permanent. People are only temporary. Yeah. They tell you you're a hero of the seas. But the moment you question them, you'll find out heroes are only celebrated when they're silent. Or in other cases in the Philippine maritime industry, they're dead. So next time you see a press release saying BMW ensures seafarers safety in high-risk zones, you should read between the lines. It doesn't mean they'll protect you. It means they'll protect themselves from accountability when things go wrong. Because in this ocean called the Philippine maritime industry, the only real life vest you've got is your own awareness. So thank you everyone for listening on what I have to tell about my personal opinion on that. Again, this is Operator 214. Have a great day everyone, and we'll see you on our next vlog. And also don't forget to click on that like and subscribe button. It will really help me a lot when it comes to making these videos. So till next time, see you around and cheers.